Rumors have recently circulated that the American Empire is beginning to echo the final days of the Roman Empire before its collapse. America, once a symbol of freedom, opportunity, and global influence, is now facing political unrest, economic challenges, and national uncertainty. When the news cycle is filled with chaotic headlines and tumultuous events, one must ask, is the American influence waning? Prepare yourself as we take a deep dive into this urgent and critical question. We'll conduct an in-depth examination, drawing on historical analysis and geopolitical insights. And of course, we'll hear from experts and analysts offering critical perspectives on the situation. So prepare yourself and stay informed, because the reality unfolding before us is serious and has real consequences. The rumor mill thrives on tales of empire collapse. It's a relentless stream of speculation and analysis. Whispers about America's challenges are growing louder. You hear it from your conspiracy theorist uncle. You see it in frantic Facebook posts. Even grounded individuals are beginning to question. And who can blame them? Political discourse is fraught, income inequality is staggering. Are these rumors entirely baseless, or is there a kernel of truth within the hyperbole? Empires are complex, they rise, they conquer, they innovate, but eventually they face challenges, and things become unstable. Imagine a nation once strong, now struggling to maintain order. Initially there's unity and purpose, but then promises are broken, resources dwindle and discontent rises, people start losing faith, the stability is compromised. This is decline, not always sudden, but a slow erosion. Is America at that stage? That's the critical question. Let's confront the harsh realities. The United States is grappling with severe challenges. The deepening divide of wealth inequality, the paralyzing gridlock in Congress, and the imminent threat of climate change. These are monumental issues. Such challenges have the power to weaken empires. History has a way of delivering harsh lessons. We must heed the warnings from past empires. To avoid repeating their mistakes, we must learn from history. Let's delve into the state of the American economy. Many Americans are grappling with complex financial systems while managing their own finances. The American economy is sending out mixed signals. The stock market continues to rise despite some economic concerns. At the same time, the cost of living is escalating. For many, the American dream is becoming increasingly difficult to achieve. Wage growth has been slow, with paychecks failing to see significant increases. The stability of the American economy is precarious, teetering on the edge. The Roman Empire. It began with emperors like Augustus who wielded immense power. Yet, despite their might, their fall was inevitable. Like and subscribe right now. Their decline was a prolonged and arduous process. It was a gradual unraveling over centuries. Barbarian invasions, economic crises, and political turmoil. The vast expanse of the empire posed significant challenges. Governing from Britain to Mesopotamia with rudimentary communication, the signs of impending doom were unmistakable. Overexpansion left them exposed and vulnerable. Political instability was rampant and destructive. The year of the 6 emperors epitomized their chaos. The fall of the Roman Empire was a slow and relentless decline. Even their infrastructure, like lead pipes, contributed to their downfall. Now you might be thinking, didn't the Romans have gladiators and chariot races? Indeed, they did have these forms of entertainment, along with public baths. However, all that entertainment was merely a distraction from societal issues. Consider this. Providing endless distractions might occupy minds temporarily, but it doesn't address underlying issues like economic inequality. Similarly, the Roman elite used spectacles to divert attention from pressing problems. Imagine a bag of grain costing more than a day's wages. This was the harsh reality Romans faced. They began to question if gladiatorial combat was worth the economic turmoil. The Roman Empire stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of short-term distractions over long-term solutions. It's a lesson that modern nations must heed. The stakes are high, and the lessons from history are clear. What profound lessons can we extract from the fall of this ancient colossus? Even the mightiest empires are not immune to collapse. Their dominance is not an unassailable divine decree. The decline of the Roman Empire underscores the critical need for adaptability. Adhering to obsolete systems invites inevitable ruin. Empires are constructed by imperfect, fallible individuals. Reflect on the Roman Empire, its grandeur, its vulnerabilities, and its ultimate transformation. Now, let's delve into the history of the Ottoman Empire. This formidable dynasty endured for over 6 centuries. They dominated crucial trade routes and wielded a powerful military force. Their influence was vast and far-reaching. Yet, even the mightiest empires are not immune to the passage of time. Governing a vast multicultural empire posed significant challenges. Internal strife and rebellion were constant threats. The empire faced a gradual decline. Nationalism emerged as a formidable challenge. Diverse languages, religions, and cultures complicated unity. Economic difficulties exacerbated their struggles. European powers discovered new trade routes, and the Ottomans struggled to keep pace with the Industrial Revolution. By the mid-19th century, the Ottoman Empire had earned a grim moniker, the sick man of Europe. Besieged by internal turmoil, external threats, and a faltering leadership, they endeavored to modernize. They initiated the Tanzimat reforms, restructured their military, and dabbled in constitutionalism. Yet these efforts proved insufficient and untimely. Sensing vulnerability, European powers began to seize Ottoman territories. The once mighty Ottomans were now struggling for mere survival. It was a protracted and agonizing decline. The fall of the Ottoman Empire stands as a stark warning about the dangers of clinging to power in a world that is ever-changing. It underscores the critical need for adaptation, the peril of internal divisions, and the inexorable march of change, even for empires that seem destined to endure for centuries. Yet it is also a testament to resilience, to a culture and a people who withstood immense trials and tribulations. The Ottomans bequeathed a legacy that continues to shape our world. From the majestic architecture of Istanbul to the rich culinary traditions that have spread across continents. Thus, while we may lament the fall of empires, we must also recognize that their collapse often heralds the dawn of new eras, new ideologies, and new societal structures. The world is a perpetually evolving tapestry, intricately woven by the threads of history and the deeds of those who came before us. Let's discuss an empire that epitomized global dominance, the British Empire. They controlled the trade of tea, spices, and held dominion over a quarter of the world's population. The sun never set on the British Empire. Their leadership was formidable and far-reaching. Their achievements were vast and their influence profound. However, even the mightiest empires faced their challenges. Managing an empire of such magnitude was an immense task. Eventually, the strain became too great, leading to its inevitable decline. The British Empire did not collapse overnight. It was a gradual dismantling, akin to carefully deconstructing a vast and delicate structure. Empires are inherently costly. Expanding territories and maintaining military presence demand significant financial resources. The British populace began to question the true cost of global dominance. Influential leaders like Mahatma Gandhi called for self-determination and an end to British rule in India. By the mid-20th century, the British Empire was a shadow of its former self. India, the so-called jewel in the crown, gained its independence in 1947, followed by a cascade of other colonies declaring their freedom. It was like watching a game of Jenga, where each block removed brought the whole structure closer to collapse. Now, the decline of the British Empire wasn't exactly a tragedy. It was in many ways a necessary and long overdue step towards a more just and equitable world. But it's still a reminder that empires are not eternal. They rise, they fall, and they leave behind a complicated legacy that continues to shape the world we live in today. So the next time you see a Union Jack fluttering in the breeze, remember the British Empire. Remember its grandeur, its flaws, and its ultimate demise. It's a story of ambition, of exploitation, and of the enduring human desire for freedom, and also tea. the Soviet Union, a name that once sent shivers down the spines of capitalists and inspired visions of a workers' utopia in others. It eventually faced a fall from grace so profound, so absolute that it reshaped the global order and left an indelible mark on history. Decades of economic mismanagement, a stagnant bureaucracy, and political repression defined the later Soviet era. If you're finding this journey through history insightful, don't forget to like and follow for more deep dives. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds dire, but the Soviet people endured severe breadlines, a stark reminder of their struggles. While the Soviet government focused on building nuclear arsenals, they often neglected the essential task of feeding their population. The Chernobyl disaster of 1986 further exemplified the government's catastrophic failures. It became a powerful symbol of governmental incompetence. By the late 1980s, the Soviet Union was facing immense internal pressures, a pressure cooker ready to explode. Gorbachev was not a radical revolutionary. His policies of glasnost, openness and perestroika, restructuring, aimed to reform the Soviet Union. These reforms were an attempt to modernize a stagnating system. However, the push for freedom and independence grew stronger. By 1991, the Soviet Union faced an irreversible collapse. The once mighty Union dissolved, resulting in the emergence of 15 newly independent nations. The Mongols. Fierce horseback riders and masterful archers, they built an empire through relentless conquest. Under the leadership of Genghis Khan, they expanded their territory more in 25 years than Rome did in 4 centuries. Yet, even the most formidable empires can fall. The Mongol Empire was no exception. The strain of constant expansion took its toll. Imagine the relentless pressure of continuous warfare. The Mongols faced immense challenges. They were not immune to the exhaustion of their endeavors. Managing such a vast empire proved to be a complex and daunting task. Want to learn more about the rise and fall of great empires? Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more fascinating history lessons. Picture yourself as Genghis Khan. You've conquered vast territories. Your reign is prosperous, but the challenge of succession looms. Dividing an empire is a complex and perilous task. The Mongol Empire faced this daunting challenge. Genghis Khan's successors were involved in significant discussions about succession. This internal strife eventually led to the fragmentation of the empire into separate khanates. The relentless expansion of the Mongol Empire created numerous adversaries. Their conquests, while vast, sowed the seeds of their own downfall. Despite their formidable prowess, the Mongols were not invincible. As the empire began to fragment and weaken, the subjugated people seized the moment to rise against their oppressors. The once dominant force found itself besieged by those it had once dominated. The oppressed nations united, determined to reclaim their sovereignty. From the ascendant Ming dynasty in China to the defiant Russian principalities, former subjects of the Mongol Empire rose up, delivering a decisive blow to their former conquerors. The Mongol Empire, once synonymous with unstoppable power, was gradually pushed back, its territories shrinking and its dominance fading into history. The empire that had once controlled a vast expanse was reduced to a collection of smaller states, serving as a stark reminder of the perils of overexpansion, internal discord, and the critical need for strategic foresight. Now, before you dismiss this as another doom and gloom prophecy, let's be clear. America isn't oblivious to the signs of decline. We're not at the point of complete political absurdity, yet. But, and it's a critical but, there are echoes of past empires in America's narrative. The same warning bells that tolled for Rome, the Ottomans and the Soviets are beginning to resonate in the land of the free. For starters, there's the vast empire aspect. From the crumbling legions holding on to distant provinces to the sun never setting on the British Empire, history is filled with the wreckage of overstretched powers. And America, with its military bases spread across the globe, must take heed. Because governing the world is a complex and unpredictable endeavor. Section 2, Economic Anxieties and the Rise of Internal Divisions. Remember the bread and circuses strategy that kept the Roman populace entertained and distracted? A steady diet of reality TV and political scandals can only distract for so long. While America has been a beacon of democracy, it now faces significant challenges to its own domestic stability. Income inequality has reached alarming levels, and political polarization has intensified to dangerous extremes. The American dream is becoming increasingly elusive for many. Much like the Ottoman Empire faced economic stagnation and internal rebellions, America's internal divisions are becoming more pronounced and harder to ignore. The rise of political extremism and the erosion of trust in institutions are alarming trends. The very fabric of American society appears to be unraveling. This raises a critical question. If a nation is divided against itself, can it endure? Or will it collapse under the weight of its own internal contradictions? Finally, there's the issue of hubris, that unshakable belief in one's own exceptionalism, the we-know-best attitude that leads to ill-advised foreign interventions and a severe case of mission creep. From the Roman Republic's expansionist ambitions to the Soviet Union's intervention in Afghanistan, history is a cautionary tale about the dangers of overestimating one's own power and underestimating the complexities of the world. And America, with its long history of intervening in countries that never asked for its help, must confront the stark reality of its actions. The road to ruin is often paved with good intentions, immense military spending, and the unwavering belief in one's moral superiority. So, is the American empire falling? Not yet, but the warning signs are there, glaring and undeniable. The question is, will anyone heed these warnings before it's too late? The anxieties surrounding America's potential decline are drawing parallels to the historical decline of past empires. But history is not a crystal ball. It requires rigorous analysis and understanding. Predictions demand strategic planning and a deep grasp of geopolitical dynamics. The world America navigates today is vastly different from the environments those other empires faced. We're dealing with globalized trade, interconnected economies, and advanced weapons technology that can alter the course of history. It's an entirely new global landscape, and America, despite its challenges, remains a significant player in this new global landscape. It possesses substantial economic power, cultural influence through Hollywood, and formidable military strength. Are there lessons to be learned? Absolutely. One of the most significant distinctions between America and those fallen empires? Adaptability. The Roman Empire struggled to adapt to changing circumstances. America, however, continuously reinvents itself, evolving through industrial revolutions and technological advancements. Recall the era when Japan was predicted to surpass America economically? America adapted, embraced technology, and now we possess smartphones more advanced than the technology that took us to the moon. America transforms challenges into opportunities. It is not without flaws, but to label it a crumbling empire. Predicting the future is fraught with uncertainty, much like forecasting a hurricane. While we can make informed projections, chaos remains an ever-present factor. Today's world is a landscape of looming crises, from climate change and pandemics to the potential threat of rogue AI. The next global crisis could emerge at any moment. In this era of unpredictability, adaptability and resilience are paramount. America has a history of demonstrating these qualities. Is the American empire in decline? The answer is complex. What is certain is that it will not falter without a struggle. Before we delve deeper into the complexities of the American empire, we must confront a harsh reality. America was constructed on a foundation that demands urgent attention, centuries of systemic racism and deeply rooted inequality. These fractures are becoming increasingly evident. From wealth disparity to a deeply polarized political landscape, America's internal conflicts are impossible to overlook. Unlike the rigid empires of the past, America possesses a profound and often tumultuous capacity for internal transformation. Born from revolution, it is a nation where dissent is not merely tolerated, but is a fundamental right enshrined in the Constitution. From the civil rights movement to the struggle for LGBTQ+ equality, America's history is marked by relentless battles for its core ideals. Citizens take to the streets to demand justice, to hold their leaders accountable, and to fight for a more equitable society. Progress is seldom straightforward. It is a complex, often arduous journey marked by both advances and setbacks. Yet, America continues to strive, persistently seeking to fulfill its promise of a better future. Now, what about the rest of the world? What happens if America falters? America holds a significant role on the world stage. If America faces a decline, the repercussions will be felt globally. America understands the stakes, the immense weight of its influence. It's about the idea of America, the belief it can be a force for good. This belief is what gives a glimmer of hope amidst uncertainty. So is the American empire on the brink of collapse? There are compelling reasons for concern, historical parallels that evoke a deep sense of unease. We've witnessed the downfall of empires, the fall of giants, yet America has always been an anomaly, forged in contradictions and hope. It's a nation confronting its darkest moments, striving for lofty ideals. The saga of America is far from concluded. It's a narrative filled with dramatic twists, moments of triumph and profound tragedies. But with every challenge comes an opportunity for renewal and growth. The future of the American empire lies in unity, resilience, and the collective will to overcome. By fostering open dialogue, embracing diversity, and investing in education and innovation, America can navigate its challenges. Sustainable development and technological advancements are key to ensuring a prosperous future. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and follow for more in-depth analyses of history, politics, and more.